Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where apparently everybody has decided at the same time that the party is in vampire territory. Everybody wants to just come and hang out all at once, and I've never felt so popular. Very upset about it, to be clear. So we're going to have to do a lot of pushback here while also doing a lot of push forward in some areas.
This is absurd.
Shakara, who is trying to sneak up on us, has been caught. Do we want to do anything about that? I don't think so. I think I want to just burn down Trelinia real quick.
Get it done.
Obviously, this place has no hope of stopping us. Do I want to take it over for a turn? I think so, because I'm gonna want to sail out of here next turn. So it'll be nice to have the dock, and then we can we can maybe talk about Elisali.
Folly.
Very annoying that they had a second major settlement.
Darkness comes.
All right, that's going to get us about back to full.
Sodden wood. For Sartosa!
Okay, you hit your cap, which is cool. So we're finishing Vampire Leap and then one more skill point. Bribery, just to give the army a little bit of resilience against enemy heroes, is not like horrible. I think it probably beats 3 more points of melee defense. We don't really have any other heroes of this type. If we did, wanting them to train up quickly, of course, would be... Yeah, you know what? The theoretical benefit there is probably better than the
I prefer this.
the benefit of those armies.
Such a thing.
And now I think we do just ride forward and do some spirited lightning strike resolves here. This is probably going to take a long time. Her turn is going to be a bunch of fighting. Let's do some other stuff real quick. So wait, was Henrietta forced into the water? Am I? No. Okay, I am on land. So Melchior, who broke off from the main force, was all of the crypt ghouls.
This is impudence.
What's left is an army that has some good units, but also has a real dearth of like offensive power.
Moron.
An army of bad units who are also in terrible shape.
Cease.
And then, yeah, okay, so like 4 full high health units of Vargeists. These are flying, dangerous infantry types. 4 full units of Black Knights. This is moderately real.
Admiral of the fleet.
But I think without Melchior, we can take them.
They are shark baits.
Yeah, casualties medium. For some reason, my Hellpit Abomination's going to die. I think I'm allowing that. That's fine. Oh, we should probably give the reload time reduction to the really tough unit of you guys, and then like... Okay, doesn't really change anything. Kind of thought it wouldn't. What if this guy had the flaming attacks, huh? And you can have some bonus leadership. Nope, changes nothing. That's fine. This crushes 3 of their armies at the same time.
Obey.
Makes it basically impossible for them to even consider pushing back on us here.
It shall be done.
Raised Deadpool is still pretty bad.
Treasure is there.
Oh, these armies didn't all get completely annihilated. I should finish them
They
off.
won't stop me.
So obviously Peter von Stickler, like this is a completely free battle.
Ready. I am your mistress. I have sailed the world. Prepare boarding.
Also a completely free battle.
The last is upon me. Let's fight. There is only mine. Yes?
Okay.
Blood blood and gold.
So I think even in this state, we can take Melchior. I am not going to back down.
This isn't the gods' victory.
We don't have a lot of allegiance left with the oracles, so we probably do have to just pull in
Blood and
2
blood.
turns, huh? So we lost. I mean, basically, these are melee slots. I'm just gonna pull a couple units of sirens to fill them. Big scary ghosts with lots of physical resist. All right, still not ready for Aranessa.
Promising.
Annie's whole army has, for some reason, all of the skill points here. Okay, melee attack and weapon strength up for the Prometheans and stuff. Yeah, that is worth having. And that's probably the last of these red line things that we need. Let's get you some tenacity as well. You technically still have places to put skill points, so I guess we should do that. Alright, a little more weapon damage. So I think Annie's headed further south.
For eternity.
We might want to just, yeah, have a real force down here for a little while. Not sure what Heloise's plan is. I might want to run Annie through here, actually. Just prevent Heloise Morian from getting anywhere, so cut her off at both sides.
Waylaying.
Gonna go into ambush mode before the move here.
Stop.
And we'll see how she reacts to that. She's probably going to see through the ambush, being that close to her and everything.
Galleon awaits.
Well, I should probably also spend the skill points here. Okay, so should definitely finish off the spells that I know. And then, do we want a blue line? It might be worth it to pick up some Lightning Strike, although I guess that's pretty far in the future. But being able to grab the upkeep reduction for this army as well is certainly not a bad idea. Yeah, you know what? We'll head up the blue line.
Another victory.
Alright, melee defense 85, no big deal. You have a Dawnstone already.
Ours is the sea.
You have a Luckstone.
Has the crew's respect.
The thing is, we did definitely get another Dawnstone, so we may as well make that change. Alright, now it's time for Aranessa. You also have a Luckstone. Let's change that out. We don't really need that. Don't really need that. I mean, but also we have a million unliving ship's cooks. So why don't you just go ahead and improve your squad there?
I prefer the sea.
So yeah, let's have Aranessa break some shit. We should have no problem with this one. This should be like a completely free battle.
Salt and blood. We fight.
Yeah, definitely replenish because we have more work to do here. I don't think the game keeps track of like deaths in an area to create battle markers like over the course of a turn or even multiple turns. I think you have to have individual battles where a lot of people die. So it's a little bit of a shame that we won't be generating a good raised death marker here.
I'll have them.
Or raised dead marker, rather. Alright, let's lightning strike that. At some point, we're going to be able to take everybody who remains simultaneously For the moment, we can keep doing this army by army, though. So, okay. Roderick is inside the settlement. We can get Odert outside for free. And this is probably going to be... all right, we'll do it. We'll do it the easy way. Man, really? How, I ask you? Okay, you know what? Maybe we take this battle manually. I do not think that we will lose anyone here. It definitely should not be the loss of a gunnery white. Well, I guess it is 40 units. Yeah, okay, but we absolutely are not going to lose our, obviously, trivially, are not going to lose our great big zombie cannon thing. Necrofex Colossus. There we go, that's the name. Fighting these units. I don't know what in their army would even be capable of dealing enough damage to it in combat. I guess if it laid down on the ground and let the zombies and dogs chew away at it for a while. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild that we have to fight this manually. There's something wrong with the way the game calculates damage to the Necrofex Colossus, because it should not be taking damage first in every battle, and that does seem to be exactly what's happening, right? We have a lot of battles where like a bunch of the closer range units take no meaningful damage. The crabs take no meaningful damage, and then the Necrofex Colossus goes from full to 0. And I would say that in spite of that obvious bug, I think our army is performing very well. It's a testament to the power of these troops. Alright, I don't think we have to do anything really fancy here. Obviously, we want to take up the low flat position here. Okay, we're not anywhere near hitting their troops. Should probably play forward until I am close to hitting their troops, but also I don't really want to... Like, they're probably just going to come at us, right? I don't need to do this. And if they try to avoid just coming at us, we have cannons for that. Okay. Good enough for me. Okay, they're coming right at us. I'm not, like, hugely shocked by that. I am a little surprised that the dogs ran this far forward and just stopped. But they don't have anything that's even approaching meaningful. So we just kind of shoot at whatever. Managed to proc the immediate healing spell. That was a tiny bit early. Alright, I don't think I need to do anything else. They're on their way.
Captain, to you!
I appreciate the aggressiveness. Totally forgot about y'all. Actually, I guess you can just kind of go forward. Yeah, we'll just fire the cannon in from the side here. The deckhand unit that was summoned at the beginning of battle has ceased to be. And here comes the gunfire. Ought to wrap this up real fucking fast. Once again, very difficult to imagine how they thought we were ever going to take any damage. These zombies are really holding out. I'm impressed. Alright, everything with a gun on it, please focus up. Truly bizarre. Anyway, it turns out we're fine. 0 losses. Now, we are a little trapped in terms of, like, we're close enough to that settlement that Aranis is going to have to engage with the settlement and then break off in order to get away because we're inside of its zone of control. And I don't really know where it's going to put us when I do that. And then obviously the plan is to go into encampment mode and get some replenishment, which they really should not let us do with 0% movement. Get half health back on that Necrofex Colossus so that it can lose all of it in the first auto-resolve of the next turn. But obviously what I would like is to end up, you know, back on the other side of the river. Although after a single turn of replenishment here, if they don't reposition their units to be a greater threat to us, we probably will just take the Vanaheimling Castle next turn. Because it would be really nice to have a major settlement to be able to play in the area of. A little bit of friendly territory does a lot for you. Alright. Yeah, there's nothing really to interact with here. Okay. So, we did a lot of good damage.
Another victory!
We're not going to be able to take Montfort this turn. I want to get pushed back out. And I guess getting pushed back out downward isn't too bad. So let's...
Not ever!
I'm not allowed to reposition even inside of the zone of control. It's going to push us out over here, which is really annoying. They think we can get a Pyrrhic victory here with low casualties. We might be able to actually get a Gosh, I wish when you moused over this lightning strike box, it told you exactly what the differences were. I know that lightning striking lowers the morale of all of the enemies by some amount, their leadership rather, because of the fact that they weren't prepared for the battle. But it also makes all of your troops tired, or maybe exhausted. It's maybe the level beyond tired. You know what? Maybe we just hit him. Maybe I just hit him right now, and take this, make this my castle. Because I bet we can do this without losing a gunnery wight. Yeah, you know what? Let's manually fight the battle. We can make this work. We can make this work. So the biggest danger here is going to be settlements like towers and stuff. The biggest danger to our single unit or single body units. So this thing is all built into a mountain with a couple of different routes of approach. We don't have a really powerful, like, pushing infantry force. But it should be, like, borderline impossible for them to deal any damage to our crabs, so... And the few interesting units they do have, like the Vargeists, are going to go down very quickly to just massed rifle fire. So all we have to do is make sure that we are not putting ourselves in position to be picked apart by settlement defenses. And in particular, the Necrofex Colossus needs to be wary of that because it's a big, easy-to-hit target, and it will go down to probably not even very much tower fire. So, what have we got? Oh, interesting. I was expecting much more complete walls. It's just sort of open at the ends. Well, I think the game's got this right. I think I like this approach better than the other one. There's less distance to cover here. So let's start with crabs right up against it. Aranessa herself, pretty far forward.
Fleet captain!
Lottie as well. Charles Fenn maybe a little bit further back. We'll see. I don't know exactly where all of the defensive stuff is going to be. I want to play far away from this hill, though. I'm definitely worried a little bit that they could build towers on the hill. So we'll probably do a lot of just kind of loosely setting up over here, and then we will figure things out in more detail once we see what the enemies actually look like. Okay. So they have a tier 1 arrow tower with a range of effectively infinite. Yeah, look at that. It goes all the way out to here. They have a basic barricade that they can fire from, but they haven't put any troops on it because they don't have any ranged units. So actually, I think our first move is we just break the tower down. If we can get control of the supply location up here, we can prevent them from building anything else up. But for the moment, we can have a number of our ranged units just attack that thing. Not allowed to give these guys orders because they're in the middle of spawning, I guess. Okay. And I am going to have the crabs... Do they have towers up here? It doesn't look like it. Crabs have 50 speed. The ogres have 54. Alright. Let's have 3 units of crabs push through there, while the other 2 units of crabs just have at that barricade. Move the ogres forward to the edge of the trees. You two, I don't know yet. I guess Aranessa can help with this. I'm going to keep the wizard a little further back. But she's already in arrow tower range, right? So there's no reason not to move up some. Okay, they were not done spawning in their units yet. I don't think this changes anything. But it's all pretty basic stuff. Ooh, okay, they've got a bunch of things tightly together here, including 2 of their Graveguard units. I do want to fire into the Graveguard units extremely hard. Where is Lottie? Lottie's right here. So if I wanted to do a Vangeist's Revenge, okay, not quite close enough. I'm gonna need you to get up to like here, probably at least. There we go. We're getting a good amount of damage off on these things. All right, that tower is down. They'll rebuild, but by the time they've got it rebuilt, it'll be too late. All right, you guys finally are commandable. So, obviously the mortars are just acquire and fire, hit whatever. We probably need to run the Necrofex Colossus out to here for it to have an angle. I'm going to move my rifle crew up to here. Is the bank raised? The bank is not raised. Okay, that's great news. So you guys can stand on the raised hill behind them. That'll give y'all something to do. And yeah, let's hack this down. Sorry, not you. You're getting in position for magic. You already have your orders. Okay. And you are going to come over here and stand with the gunners. And we can just fire over this lake at stuff for quite a while, probably.
Who's next?
All right, so the great weapon guys are headed up this way. Just channel the cannon fire down here and see how many of them we can get. Oh, the cowardice. Insufficient cowardice. They did not bring enough ways of surviving that. All right, that's coming down pretty fast. Yeah, these are not real threats.
Watch me see, father.
Yeah, these things are going to get absolutely torn apart. Skeleton warriors are ridiculously bad. That said, they're doing a good job of distracting my units from continuing to attack the building, which is the reason they were over here. Okay, that's just zombies and stuff. Okay, guns are still setting up. So that unit of Graveguard is pretty healthy. They've got more of their Graveguards centralized up here. Let's drop the old Norse roar on them. I think they're going to end up spending a lot of their strength here. Ooh, those Vargeists, they're planning to come in. Are we? Yeah, we're going to have range. We're going to have range on them. We just need to get in position. Gunfire's coming through already. Boy, that thing just kind of dances around all over the place. Alright, the guns are doing what the guns are supposed to do.
Good lad.
We've hardly sustained any damage here.
Fleet captain.
Yeah, we have this really superior firing position, like... This is bad news for them. Now remember, this isn't a battle where like winning is winning. It actually does matter quite a bit the shape our troops are in at the end of it, because we are going to be in range of a lot of enemies. A lot of enemy armies after this. So I do want to be somewhat cautious about our approaches here. We need to be in good shape at the end of the battle. Actually, y'all move in this way. Aranessa, though. Aranessa should charge. She is a huge asset to this kind of fighting, and let's go ahead and get the ogres in here as well. Now that the door is open. And actually, we should move up Lottie, because Lottie has that gun. Lottie could be shooting... I don't know, sorry. It's the Lord Vampire Fleet Captain who has the gun. She should stay safe, because she is still in a very damaged state. But we can run up here and provide a little bit of magical cover for sure.
Dance macabre.
Like, we can fog all of these enemies. Just kind of completely remove their ability to deal damage. Devastating mortar fire. Just a total nightmare. Do we still have groups of... Yes, we do in fact still have groups of enemy good units just waiting. And we are going to bombard them while they wait. Alright, just some extra kills.
Sword spite.
Hornswoggle, those crypt horrors. Yeah.
Biggest in the tribe. Rampage this way.
Alright, the ogres move up this way. The crabs are just on guard duty, obviously.
Move.
It's a shame we don't have any healing.
Van Hell's wish.
Here, I'm gonna get her
Shambles.
close
on.
enough to drop her debuffs on the enemies here. Alright, Helm of Discord for you.
Dead rise.
Actually, you know what? It's probably a pretty good spot for the Kraken's Pull.
Aranessa.
Aranessa, quick, get your damage resistance up. Yeah, Aranessa's just gonna tank it. That's fine. Alright, the enemies on this side. Nope, the crabs did not line up the way I told them to. I want to present as many guns forward as possible, you know? It shouldn't be that difficult to get them to do that. Alright, they have rebuilt this tower. We should probably do something about that. Let's, real quick, friends. Tower refocus, if you don't mind. Let's just put this thing away. It didn't take very long to knock it out last time, so hoping. Also, reload skill and accuracy up. And let's do a little bit more damage up here. So yeah, they're rotating the injured units back or something. I don't even know what's happening to them. Oh, you know what? They have a caster. What's happening to them is they're getting healed. Okay, so never mind. We'll save our last cannon blasts for more active combat areas. Yeah, that didn't take very long. Okay. Once we claim the supply location, obviously, we won't have to worry about that stuff very much. So, I think the move is probably up here and then into the supply location rather than through the tight corridor with all of their good units in it and then the platform. And I don't think there's really anything to do here except to yeah, just tell all the crabs to go to this location. Ogre's up. Aranessa herself up. And then we're going to have to move the guns forward. Even the mortars. Alright, mortars to there. Shooting troops. This is going to be a time where the gunners don't really have a lot to offer. What I might do... Yeah, it's tricky. What I might do is just have the rifles come up to, like, here. With the intention of keeping this sealed with gunfire, essentially. I don't know how sensible that is. Alright, start moving, y'all. So they're starting to build up a monument, which is just, I think it just gives some small buffs to combat in the area. Not really a big concern. Technically, these are spear units, but Aranessa is not going to be in any danger here. I will hornswoggle them and we will just crush them. They're bringing forward a black coach to support. The deal with the black coach is mostly that it like makes your opponents tired. It's more of a buff and support unit than it is an actual fighting unit. Although it does have... Okay, it has a pretty sensible or pretty sizable bonus versus infantry.
Get me close.
I did not realize the extent of that. Ooh, okay. It seems like they maybe want to come out. We can perhaps discourage this behavior. I'm going to turn the ogres around, too. The ogres will help hold the passage. Okay, they did not even break off their move forward. They decided to just go for it. That's dissolving pretty quickly. Okay, well, all the great weapons in the world aren't going to help you in that situation. This thing's going to have to get knocked over again if we don't finish the job pretty quickly here. Oh, and they did build a tower up there as well. Yeah, they're trying to just hold this bottleneck, but they don't have the troops to keep us out of the square here. Once they're no longer keeping us out of the square, like physically by just blocking the entrance. So I'm actually going to tell the crabs to just move forward, just try to get all the way in right now. We'll see how that goes. Try to hold them down while the gunfire sets in here. Y'all, open up. This will be the time for murder.
Many are pistols. They are.
Okay, the deck gunners are finally shooting. Waited until the absolute last possible moment. Okay, they're bringing around some crypticals, and so they're trying to plug this up. I think, though, this thing advancing into that giant spell and then not stopping has maybe given us an opportunity to just push this side instead. Like, if I do this, so we either tear this unit apart or at least force it to back up, maybe I can send... Which units of crabs are forward the least here? Yeah, we can send a couple units of crabs this way as well. Just try to split this up. Actually, let me give this to you as 2 parts so that I know you interpret the order correctly. Because it definitely seems like the kind of thing they would screw up. Okay, you guys back up. You guys, for real, fucking just get down there and kill them. Alright, a little bit of friendly fire there.
Let's go, boys!
Orders!
Okay, that's enough. That's enough units over here to make me think it is time to start dropping some cannon fire in this area. So, Aranessa is like back at full health. I'm gonna try to get through to this coach. If we could get this thing, it would be a big boon for us. Can you turn around and try to find a shot on it, maybe? Also, you know what? Should probably have popped this earlier, but... Alright, that slows down their approaches a little bit. Ogres no longer strictly in melee mode. Yeah, y'all do that. The crabs take up the other half of the... Like, basically, we're just going to crowd them out with bodies. There we go. Okay. They're getting approximately into the space. It is so hard to tell them to, like, take up a formation. They really, really fight against being spaced out in here. You need to roll forward. And then the deck gunners probably... Yeah, like, we're so much better at fighting in these streets instead of this, like, weird switchback hill area. That said, we're going to have to be very cautious about our approach for a minute here. The general rifles, I wonder if we're better off, like, trying to take up a position like this. I don't love how exposed that is, but also we got to do something. We have to make the move forward happen. Throw up some fog here too. Let's try to speed this up a little bit. Or sorry, try not to take so much damage. Hornswoggle the black coach, I guess, and also like fully focus your own attacks on it if you can. The sooner we can get rid of that thing, the easier it's going to be to bully all their other units over here.
Burn your pistols! Ogres attack!
Okay.
Time for gastromancy!
So the mortar fire is not really doing anything, but we have managed to push back all of their real units on this side. I was kind of curious whether they were going to respond with pushing more stuff into place, but it seems like they're mostly not.
My cutlass thirst! Dance macabre! Immediately!
You can also be doing some hornswoggling. Yeah, gosh, there's just not very much up here that's worth spending debuffs on. The Helm of Discord for everyone. Scroll of Shielding on those guys. Where'd my ogres go?
Many a pistol.
My ogres are... okay.
Ogres attack.
They are being perhaps a little silly. Okay, we're getting a little bit of gunfire in.
Shambling dark smoke.
Trying to get close enough to let this affect a larger number of enemies. Alright, can we get those crabs out of there? Alright, so that Mortis engine, which is another buffing unit, is
Midnight Raider.
all up in here and basically dead. They brought forward their Black Knights, and I have to say this feels like the time for another Kraken's Paw. Any chance you could get out of there? Aranessa is doing her level best to melee the largest enemies in the fight, but it's tough. It's tough to get forward. The enemy bodies are always in the wrong spots. How's this going? Okay, we've almost got the barricade down. Alright. I think that's the fight right there. I think they've lost all of their buildings now. So let's get the crab units. Oof. Some of y'all are so low. So much lower than I had ever anticipated. Let's get the crab units that are over here to push the box. And honestly, like, the rifles have very little to do as well. Those Graveguard are the next greatest priority. I'm just gonna run everything up here. Aranessa can by herself handle these skeleton spears. Go ahead, charge them. Do A numbers. All right, the ogres. You know what? The ogres are also ordered to just go forward. You'll need to finish that off. Yeah, you can see most of the enemies are now, like, rapidly disintegrating.
Aranessa! Move! Move!
Alright, now that these things are in the line of fire, let's net them in place.
Yes!
But you know what?
Fury!
You can just take them. Whatever's left of them by the time you get over there, you probably have it under control. Okay, so we got control of this. They no longer have towers in the area. And that gives us everything. The crabs took a worse beating than I was expecting. However, they are at least a unit that can get some rapid healing. Really great damage from all of our crab units, and actually our mortars too. Good good Kraken's pulls there. Yeah, I advance too slowly, and I take too much damage from enemy towers. It is definitely a weakness. Oh, a lot of the damage on the crabs was probably tower damage, honestly. It's so easy to get drawn into, like, everything else that's going on in a battle. But lost focus is lost people. And I have that executive function disorder, so lost focus is kind of my whole game. But that was a 20 stack inside of one of their biggest and most meaningful settlements. And I am wondering if the play here is to just raise this, because I don't think I do want to be stuck inside of it. They still have too many armies in the area. I want to be able to be mobile and fall back. Yeah, let's just burn it. It's remarkable how little money it's worth.
Burn it. Aranessa salt spite.
And then we'll just
More bodies washed up.
go into replenishment mode here. So they do have 2 stacks
Such a thing is impossible.
within like pretty tight range of me. If I get attacked and have to fall back, I will fall back outside of reinforcement range
There'll be
of
double
those
rations
2
on the
armies.
ship this night.
So the question is just how much danger am I in from Victor plus Maldwin? Victor's army
Oh, praise
has a little bit of real cavalry. It's not terrifying though. Okay, these are both like pretty middling armies. They're not horrible like some of the other armies we've seen from the other undead factions, but they're not any better than middling, certainly. Hopefully the other enemies of this faction will take advantage of the disruption. Okay, yeah, they don't really have the range to provide reinforcements either. Wendy has respawned here. That's, I mean,
Captain, on deck.
that's not a horrible location. Enemy hero action chance down. Probably worth putting up here. But let's also gain you Arcane Conduit. Because I think the time when Wendy gets folded into an army as a unit is probably pretty close. Actually, I guess we can just stick to the road.
Stragglers.
There's no reason to do anything else here. Okay, let's see how they handle that.
Admiral of the fleet.
Yeah, we killed an awful lot of troops that turn.
There'll be double rations on the ship this night.
My guess is that they're going to come at us pretty hard, but I think with a single fallback, we'll be out of range of most of their armies, and if those 2 stacks come at us together, I think we can probably take them. I mean, gosh, I sure hope so. All right, the oracles are just kind of wandering around, not really doing anything of value. That's fine. Tell me this is not going to be anything serious. No, you're doing scout ruins for some reason. Okay, they really do want to push Pete out of here, and that's fine. The reason we occupied that was so that we could sail out of it immediately. Sadly, this means we are probably not going to be able to finish the job on Ivres. Yeah, because it's too dangerous to take Elisali now. But at the very least, it will take them time to recover. The fact that they were able to hold on to one, like, basically finished major settlement with full recruitment buildings and stuff, that hurts. That does really suck. That Lizardman army defeated Sinch's army in the area, so that's bad news. But at least the Lizardmen are too weakened to do much to us. So I am noticing that a lot of the nations of men over here in the area of the Barrow Legion are looking so weakened that they probably can't pose any threat to us, which simplifies my calculus in the area considerably. Okay, they're not trying to bring all of their stuff to bear against us. In fact, they didn't really try at all. Okay, I might fall back and grab Paravon then. This would seem to be the optimal time to do so. If they end up taking Liju away from us, I don't think it's a big deal. We will resettle it, but getting rid of their presence down here to the south so that we're only facing a threat from one direction over there on that coast, I think is the highest priority. Okay. Heloise does not see through the ambush, and so is going to remain in place to be murdered. Yeah, wow, and here comes their whole faction. I'm not in a position to make any reprisals or anything. We're not going to be able to, like, punish them when we kill all of them, and that is a shame. Rotten timber reserves. So construction cost up for shipbuildings or... Yeah, okay. There are no shipbuildings to worry about, so I think that's fine. Alright. So I think this is probably where we're going to call it for today. Aranessa is in the heart of enemy territory here and actually,
Fear the pirate
like,
queen.
pretty hale and hearty at this point. So we have a lot of interesting options. I really didn't think they were going to let me just have a turn to heal unmolested there. And that means we are in position to do some real damage. All right, we'll figure it out. I'm pretty happy with the progress we made there. We managed to win a very important settlement battle in good enough shape that, like I said, we're in position to do an awful lot of damage off of it. So come back next time for that. We are finally really putting the boots to our enemies here, and it's such a nice change of pace, right? And we'll see you then.